Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos that prove there are two kinds of people in the world. Coke or Pepsi, GIF or GIF, Xbox or PlayStation. These are the questions that divide people the most and prove there are two types of people in this world. So in this video, I'll ask you some of these questions and even tell you which type of people there are the most of. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10 we have inbox. Now this is something I'm sure a lot of younger people can relate to. If you're a little older, you probably just use email for work or talking to friends. But for anyone who still has the same email they did when they were a kid, it's likely full of junk. As kids, we were too dumb to make a second email and used our main email to sign up to Facebook and giveaways, meaning we now get tons of spam. So the question is, are you person A who has a full inbox all the time, or person B who keeps it clean and clear? Personally, I'm type A, but that's only because I've made new emails since the ones when I was a kid. And according to a survey, 62% of people are person A and keep a clean inbox, while 38% of people are person B and have one full up inbox. At least they look popular from a glance by their giant notification bell, but when you open up the email app, it's all just Candy Crush requests. For the last time, Janine, I don't want your free gift. Next up is ketchup. A lot of people like ketchup on their fries, but when it comes to placing said ketchup on our food, the world's divided into two types of people. Person A puts a small dollop of ketchup on the side of their plate for dipping, while person B just squirts it all over their food. Personally, I am type A, as I really don't like to be that messy with my ketchup and get it everywhere. But what type of person are you here, A or B? According to a survey, 89% of people are type A and said they like a little ketchup, while 11% of people said they're type B and like it all over the place. Next up is GIF. Have you ever been on the internet? Oh, you're in it right now. Well then, I'm sure you've heard or even had this debate before. Some people think the image format spelt GIF is pronounced GIF, while others think it's GIF. Person A thinks it's GIF, while person B thinks it's GIF. Well, the funny thing is, 50% of people think it's GIF and 50% of people think it's GIF. This really does prove there's two types of people in this world. But what is the right answer? Well, it's up to you, but the man who came up with the image format let everyone know it's pronounced GIF, not GIF. But come on guys, does it really even matter? Next up is alarms. Okay, this is something I'm sure a lot of us can relate to. Nowadays, people don't use alarm clocks, but instead an alarm on their cell phone. Now, the upside or perhaps downside to this is you can set as many alarms as you want. Some people can get up with just one alarm, but others need a ton of alarms. So, are you person A who needs one alarm or person B who has to set loads? According to a survey, 58% of people are person B and need to have a bunch of alarms, usually spaced out by 5 minutes. And 42% of people are type A and can get up with just the one. Next up is crusty. Now this is another food related question. When it comes to pizza, do you eat the crusts? Some people don't like them and leave them, while others say they're the best part. So are you person A who likes the crusts on pizza or person B who leaves them? Personally, I eat the pizza crust. And so do 69% of other people, as a survey shows that 69% of people are person A who like the crust. And of course 31% are person B who do not like the crust and throw them out. Which type of person are you? Next up is toilet paper. Now this one is a very common one, and you probably assume everyone does the same thing here. However, that is not the case, and some people do things differently. Are you person A who puts their toilet roll over, or are you person B who puts their toilet roll under? Personally, I'm person A who puts it over, but which are you? If you are person type A and put it over, then you're in the 78% of people who also do this. But surprisingly, 22% of people put it under. I've never seen that before, and I don't really understand why anyone would do that, but I guess this proves there are two types of people in the world. Next up is the battle of the colas. A lot of people get annoyed when a waiter asks, is Pepsi okay, after you ask for a Coca-Cola. But some people would actually be happy to hear this, as they prefer Pepsi to Coca-Cola. So are you person type A who prefers Coca-Cola or person type B who prefers Pepsi? Personally, I'm person type B, as I prefer Pepsi. Well, it turns out a quarter of the world agrees with me, as a poll shows that 25% of people are type B and prefer Pepsi, while 75% of people are type A and prefer Coca-Cola. Which type of cola drinker are you, Pepsi or Coke? Next up is chicken. Now on something very important, fried chicken. There are various types of fried chicken, but the two most popular types are the drumstick and the flat wing. So are you person A who likes drumsticks the most, or person B who likes flat wings the most? For me it's flat wings, but I know some people can get very heated when it comes to the superior chicken type. 64% of people prefer drumsticks, meaning that they're type A, while type B makes up the remaining 36% of the chicken-loving population. Which is your favorite chicken type? Next up is gaming. Now this is the most heated and longest debate to ever exist online. That is Xbox or PlayStation. I know a lot of you are probably screaming PC right now, but when it comes to consoles, which is your favorite? Are you type A who prefers Xbox or type B who prefers PlayStation? This isn't really surprising as both consoles are so popular, but 51% of people said Xbox, meaning they're type A, and 49% of people prefer PlayStations, meaning they're person B. So Xbox wins by just 1%, but does that mean it's a better console? What do you think? Or do you think they both suck and PC is the way to go? Next up is music. So we've already covered people who have organized email inboxes and those who don't. Well, the same goes for your music. I'm sure you have hundreds of your favorite songs on your computer or phone, but are they well organized or one gigantic mess? Be honest. Are you person type A who has a very organized and neat collection of music? Or are you type B where your tunes are all over the place in a big mess? I know it takes me a good while to find the song I'm looking for, so I guess I'm type B. 58% of people say they're very neat and organized, so they're type A. And 42% of people say they're type B and they're not organized at all with their music. So surprisingly, most people are organized, or at least that's what they say. But let's be real, how many of those people were lying? Next up is Smiley. Now this one is so simple and everyday that you probably don't even think about it. Well, I'm sure we all type smiley faces from time to time. And I'm not talking about those new fan-dangled emojis, I mean the traditional colon and bracket smiley. Now because this is such a stupid and small thing, you may never have thought about it, but it proves there's two types of people in the world. Are you type A who does the colon first, or are you type B who does the colon last? Personally, I am type A, but which are you? A massive 91% of people are type A and put the colon first, while the other 9% do it the other way round. Next up is Reese's. We all know the candy Reese's or Reese's. In case you haven't already guessed by my double pronunciation of the word, it's something that causes a lot of debates. That is, do you pronounce it with an ES or an IS? Are you type A who says Reese's, or are you type B who says Reese's? This one is kind of like the GIF or GIF one, as it has a correct answer. The correct way to say it is Reese's, not Reese's. And 58% of people are type A and say it correctly. But a fairly big chunk of people say it wrong, 42% in fact. So have you been saying it wrong the entire time, or were you right all along? I say it right, and they're not even that popular in the UK, so Americans should really have got this one. Next up is bagels. This is another foodie one. This one is to do with bagels, so anyone watching in New York, listen up. Do you eat your bagel apart like person A or together like person B? They're nice both ways, but everyone seems to have their way. 78% of people like to have it apart and 22% of people eat it together. Bagels were first made to be eaten together like a sandwich, but some people prefer to split them into two. This is because it's less messy and it also means you don't have to open your mouth as wide. And did you know that most women eat it apart and most men eat it together? I'm sure that fact will come in handy, or almost definitely not. Next up is toast. Did you know that 60% of the UK eat toast for breakfast every morning? Well, the question is, do you like your toast type A or type B? 70% like it type A, while 30% eat it type B. This is something that's so natural to people that when someone else does it differently, it seems so weird, even though it's such a minor thing. Personally, I think as long as you cook your toast right, it's okay to eat anyway. Leave me some comments letting you know how you do things. And tell me if you want to see part 2 to this video, as there's plenty more things that prove there are two types of people in the world. If you think of any good ideas, then tweet them to me at Charlie Top 10s. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the person you will like the most, A or B. For me it was A, but I know a lot of you guys will be saying B. And if you haven't already, check out my second channel, The Crafty. There's amazing life hacks on there, so be sure to go check it out. There'll be a link coming up on screen in a second for that channel. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what you're waiting for, subscribe to Top 10s.